Once again, this is Melinda Kidder with Dan Peek of GrOW. Dan, could you tell us a little bit about yourself and your organization?
Sure. The organization is Grandparents and Others on Watch. We're a 501c3 public benefit corporation, a nonprofit, and we were formed in 2008, began operations in January of 2009. Our mission is to protect children from rape and molestation through programs of community-based programs of education, awareness, and civic action. And we've been operating for 6 months now with a very good response from the communities we're in.
And can you tell us a little bit what you mean about community-based programs?
Right. Well, and to do that, I'll talk a little bit about how the organization came to be started, or to start up. In 2007, there was a case where a young boy named Sean Hornbeck was kidnapped just outside of St. Louis and held prisoner for 4 years, and was molested and raped during that period of time. As a result of that case and the publicity surrounding it, I started looking into just who these people are who molest children and who rape children. That particular individual was 6'3", weighed 300 pounds, and still had to use a gun to get the kid off the street, off the country road he took him. So what I found out was that over a period of time, of course, I realized that I had seen these kind of cases many times. Every day when you open the newspaper, you're very likely to see a report of a child rape or a molestation. But I suspect many people just passed over read the headline a little bit, but then moved on to something else, because we don't really want to engage with the crime. It's just something that most of us don't want to talk about. We don't want to know about. There's a way that we cannot do it. But I began tearing out these news reports, and I didn't subscribe to a newspaper. But pretty soon I had, I would just buy some periodically. Pretty soon I had a full manila envelope of clippings of cases of child molestation, rape, and child pornography. So I thought, well, I'll do something about this. I'll find the community-based organization that's like MAD, and I'll join them, and we'll do something about this. I'll do what I can to help. So I started looking for a community-based organization. That is an organization that actually operates person to person in the community, like Mothers Against Drunk Driving does. That's the effective way to change something about the way that a crime is processed in society. And I looked everywhere. I looked all over the internet. I checked out the encyclopedia of associations, that kind of thing. And I found out what I found is that there was no such organization in existence. There were a whole number. There was a plethora of organizations that were opposing child rapists and molesters, that were trying to do something about it. But they were all either internet-based or web-based. Web-based, or they were production companies. And they all had great information, everything that you'd want to know, really, about the crime, the criminals, and how to prevent it. The problem with that is that nobody ever goes to those websites or really pays any attention to the videos until something terrible has happened to a child. Then it's too late. So the upshot of the whole thing was that I started contacting people whenever I'd see something in the newspaper that someone had written a letter in about the crime, or I saw an article about Jim Murray, a retired police chief down in Diamond, Missouri, who masquerades as a 13-year-old girl online in these chat rooms, and has been responsible for the arrest of about 24 of these people who are internet predators. So I contacted him, and I contacted a number of other people, And the upshot, the result of all that was that he and a detective with the Boone County, Missouri Sheriff's Department, and Andy Anderson, and I became the board of directors, and we formed the corporation. And that's how the whole thing came about. But by community-based, we mean an organization that doesn't rely on the internet or video to get its message out to people, that actually operates in the community. We always say that we want the people that present our education programs to be seen the next day down at the supermarket shopping. We don't want celebrity endorsements and PSAs on national television. We want it to be your neighbor who is concerned about the exploitation of children and child rape. And in other words, we say that children are not responsible for their own protection. Every adult in the community is responsible for the safety and well-being of every child in the community, and that's a standard that we plan to set nationwide and hold communities to.
Excellent. The recent case that was that you and I have been discussing off camera, without identifying any witness names or exact locations, how was that case brought to your attention?
Right. Well, this is unexpected, or not unexpected, but unanticipated, I should say. We had no plan for how to deal with a case where someone who had been in one of our education programs would feel more comfortable